Welcome back to my channel. Today, we explore the value of specific coins, the top 4 valuable rare US Jefferson nickel 5-cent coins value in today's market. First, the most common coins in circulation, the 1971 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark. First, let's take a quick look at the history of the Jefferson nickel. The nickel we know today first entered circulation in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The design features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, or heads, side, and Monticello, Jefferson's home, on the reverse, or tails side. This design was created by artist Felix Schlag and has been a mainstay of US coinage ever since. But today we're zooming in on the 1971 Jefferson nickel, specifically one minted in Denver, which is what the D mint mark stands for. That year, a whopping 315 million Jefferson nickels were minted in Denver, so it's no surprise that these coins are still widely available today. Now, when we talk about the value of a 1971 D Jefferson nickel in good condition, it's important to know what that means. Coin collectors use a grading scale called the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin. Good condition typically refers to a coin with significant wear, visible but worn details, and possibly some minor dings or scratches. In other words, it's been in circulation for quite a while. For the purposes of this video, when we refer to good condition, we're talking about coins that fall into the lower end of the grading scale, somewhere around a grade of 4 to 12. Alright, now let's get to the part you've been waiting for, the value. In terms of availability, the 1971 D Jefferson nickel is not rare, as millions were minted and many remain in circulation. As a result, the value of this coin in lower grades, such as good condition, is fairly low. So, how much are we talking? Well, in general, a 1971 D Jefferson nickel in good condition is typically worth its face value, which is 5 cents. Yes, you heard that right. Most of these coins, especially in heavily circulated grades, are not worth more than their face value because they're so common and readily available. However, if you're hoping for a little more value, a Jefferson nickel from 1971 with the D mint mark might fetch around 10 to 15 cents if it's in better condition, like fine or very fine grades, which are higher than good. But even in these conditions, it's still not a coin that's highly sought after by collectors, mainly due to its high mintage. For higher grade examples, such as those graded in mint state MS, the value can increase significantly. If you happen to have an uncirculated 1971 D Jefferson nickel, you could be looking at a value between $1 and $5 depending on its grade, eye appeal, and overall condition. Coins graded MS65 or higher might be worth more, but these are rarer and harder to come by. Now, let's talk about errors, which can sometimes boost a coin's value. While the 1971 D Jefferson nickel isn't known for having a large number of valuable error coins, it's always a good idea to check for things like off-center strikes, double dies, or any unusual minting defects. Coins with minting errors can sell for much more than regular strikes. For example, a significant off-center error or a double die could boost the value to $10, $20, or even higher depending on the rarity of the error. Always keep an eye out for these, as they're the real gems hidden in everyday change. Now, you might be wondering, should I invest in 1971 D Jefferson nickels? The short answer is, probably not for investment purposes. Since the coin is so common and generally not worth more than face value unless in high grades or featuring an error, it's not likely to appreciate in value significantly. Next up, the 1989 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark. But what if you've got one in a dirty or well-worn condition? The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938 and remains in production today. The 1989 nickel, struck in Denver, features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his Virginia home, on the reverse. Now, millions of these coins were produced, specifically over 1.2 billion in 1989. So, it's not a rare coin by any means. Now, let's talk about condition. In coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin in mint state, meaning it looks like it just came from the mint, can fetch a higher price. However, in dirty or heavily circulated condition, the value tends to be much lower. When we say dirty, we're talking about coins that have seen heavy wear, discoloration, or environmental damage. Alright, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for, the value. So, What's a 1989 D Jefferson nickel worth today if it's in dirty or well-worn condition? In most cases, these coins hold little more than their face value, which is, of course, 5 cents. Even with wear and tear, they're still perfectly spendable. However, on the secondary market, if you were to sell one online, a dirty 1989 D nickel typically won't fetch more than $0.05 to $0.10 each. Dealers and collectors are usually only interested in pristine examples of common coins like this. Now, are there any exceptions? Sure. If you're lucky enough to find a 1989 D nickel with an error, such as a misstrike or doubling, that can add value even in a circulated state. Certain errors can bump the price up to a few dollars or more, but these are pretty rare. So make sure to check your coins carefully. In conclusion, if you've got a dirty 1989 D Jefferson nickel, don't expect it to be worth much more than its face value unless it has an unusual error. But hey, it's always fun to hunt for those hidden treasures. Be sure to check your change and keep an eye out for those rare varieties. Next up, the Jefferson nickel from the year 2000, specifically the ones with the P mint mark. How much are these 5-cent coins worth in fine condition? The Jefferson nickel has been a staple in U.S. currency since 1938, but today we're focusing on the 2000 issue with the P mint mark, which was minted in Philadelphia. It's part of a long-standing design honoring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, with his Monticello estate on the reverse. In 2000, over 1 billion of these nickels were produced, making them one of the most common coins from that. Before we jump into the value, let's clarify what fine condition means. According to numismatic grading standards, a coin in fine condition shows moderate wear, but most of the major details are still visible. For example, on a Jefferson nickel, you'll see some wear on Jefferson's hair and Monticello's dome, but the overall design should still be clear. As of today, a 2000 P Jefferson nickel in fine condition isn't going to make you rich. These coins are very common, and in fine condition, their value is typically just slightly above face value. You're looking at around 5 to 10 cents per coin in the current market. That's right about double the face value at most. So while they're not rare or high value, they can still add some variety to your collection, especially if you're just starting out. The 2000 P Jefferson nickel is widely available, and because of its high mintage, it's an accessible and affordable option for new collectors. If you're looking to complete a full set of Jefferson nickels from 1938 to present, this coin is an easy pickup. The 1995 D Jefferson nickel. This 5-cent piece, minted in Denver, is a popular find, especially in extra fine condition. But what is it worth in today's market? Stick around to find out. Before we jump into its value, let's cover a little background. The 1995 D Jefferson nickel is part of the long-running Jefferson series, which started in 1938. Denver minted over 1 billion of these coins, so they're pretty common in circulation. However, the condition of the coin plays a major role in determining its value. Today, we're focusing on nickels in extra fine condition. That means these coins have slight wear, but most of the design elements are still sharp and detailed. Coins in extra fine condition have been circulated, but they haven't been through the ringer like some pocket change. On an XF nickel, you can still see most of the hairlines on Jefferson's portrait, and Monticello's windows and doors are clear on the reverse. While you might notice some light wear on high points, overall, the coin retains a lot of its original detail and luster. What is a 1995 D Jefferson nickel in extra fine condition worth today? Well, given how common these coins are, they aren't the most valuable Jefferson nickels out there. But there's still a market for them, especially among casual collectors. As of today, most XF condition 1995 D nickels are valued between $0.50 and $1.25. That's about 10 to 25 times their face value. It's not a windfall, but considering these coins are still easy to find in circulation, it's a great return on a simple find. Collectors who are putting together a full Jefferson set often seek these coins in higher grades, which can push the value toward the upper end of that range. So, is it worth selling your 1995 D Jefferson nickel now, or should you hold on to it? Well, because of its high mintage, this nickel is not likely to see a major jump in value in the near future. However, if you're building a set or just starting out as a collector, it's a great piece to hold on to. For more serious collectors, selling an XF coin might not bring in big bucks, but if you have multiple high-quality nickels from this year, they could add up. Either way, it's always fun to hunt for those little treasures hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting content. See you in the next video.